Hi tappers, welcome to class 3 in our tapping series. If you hear the leaf blowers in the background, I apologize, can't do anything about it. Moving on. So, did you notice that my approach was different from the first video to the second during our tapping? I'm using different techniques of the 48 clinically valid ones that Dawson teaches. The great thing about all of the different techniques is that while one may be outlined to be used in a certain way in the EFT handbook, if it resonates with you, you can use it all day, every day. There aren't any hard lines on what technique must be used. So while I am introducing them in particular situations, they can be applied in any situation that you would like them for. Okay, let's jump into today. Today, I want to dispel one of the biggest misunderstandings about tapping. I've heard so many times that the biggest reason why someone dismisses tapping is because they don't want to talk about what they need to be rid of. It could be reasons of shame, fear of judgment, lack of trust of the facilitator, or worry of causing the person that's hearing it trauma. Tapping works because of how it changes your brain, and the facilitator supports that with guidance, but spoken details, not necessary. They are already known to the person who needs to release them. You. I've even released things that I was fuzzy on the details, but I knew the emotion and where it was in my body, and that was enough to be rid of it. Each live wire of a past trauma is a physical neuron bridge in your brain. All you need to do is tap to break enough of those bonds so that the brain determines that, oh, this bridge is going down anyway, and joins in on the process. Tap specific to the event or issue, yes, but you don't have to find every single thing, just enough things to tip that scale. And you don't have to do it out loud. Having said that, giving something to communicate so that the facilitator has something to communicate back with you is nice. It can be as bland as the person. So let's put that in the bubble today. Think of a person that irritates you, not your biggest trauma. Pick something a bit easier for today. Now, how did that affect you through your senses? Did you see something, smell, hear, taste, or feel something when you think of them? Pick 3, and those will be our bubbles today. Now, I want to point out something different we are doing right now, which is this time our bubbles are highly specific, not different events surrounding a main idea. Very specific. These exterior bubbles are actually called aspects of an event in the EFT manual. And now let's rate them with our SUD score. Okay, so our SUD scores are rated. Which are we going to choose? I'm going to go with this one. So note your beginning SUD score and put it down below so that you can compare it to what you're going to end up with. Let's tap. Even though thinking of this person is highly triggering for me in multiple ways, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though bringing this person to mind makes me feel a lot of emotions, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though every issue with this person was a long time ago, but it still triggers me, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. The person. And now I'm going to give myself a clue of something to think about. So in my bubble, I put getting pushed. Getting pushed. And now in my head, I'm going to be more specific with that event. I'm going to go ahead and speak out loud because I feel like I'm leaving you guys too far in the dark without saying what's out loud. But you don't have to speak out loud. Pushed on my shoulders. Bigger than me. Bigger than me, and they knew it. Oh, it's not fair. It's so not fair. The person. So I feel a fair amount of anger coming up. So I'm going to switch to the 9 gamut. If you don't know what this technique is, pause this video, go check out the video on the 9 gamut. Dawson has one, I do as well, and then come back. So tapping here. The person. My anger. The person. So angry. The person. My anger. The person. My own anger. Take a moment. I did a short version of the 9 gamut there. I didn't go through all the steps. But it worked. That hot boiling anger I was feeling coming up is now gone. Getting pushed. It's hitting different now. No pun intended. This person's anger. Taking on their anger. This person. Agreeing to be angry. No thanks. I'm all done. The person. The person pushing me. And even though I got pushed by this person, I deeply and completely accept myself. Now, let's revisit our numbers and remember to comment with your second number below. Now, I just want to quickly point out here that we tapped for a very short amount of time. We didn't share any real details, I mean, vaguely. And we were all tapping on different people, but we all still got results. This is why it's weird, but it works, to be able to hop into a tapping session with someone you don't know and get relief, as long as they know the proper process and how to guide you. So you see, I had a lot of movement in all of mine, even though I only tapped on one aspect with this person. I want to point something else out here. In looking at what I've written and the words that I spoke, it would be very easy to misconstrue what I actually experienced. This is with a person that I experienced in my childhood with a little bit of rough and tumble, but there was no domestic violence, which this could easily be seen as. So if you have someone in front of you and they're not sharing all the details, be very careful not to insert your own thoughts and ideas of what it is that they must be tapping on. Keep a clear mind, stick to only what they say. Thanks for tapping with me, and I'll see you again soon for another tapping class.